Now let us create a project on UiPath Studio X. Now we want to create the project itself. Say my robot, and in the folder as I thought of, and here it is, Excel automation. Okay. Now in the designing stage and in the folder as I thought of, and here it is, Excel automation. Okay. Now in the designing stage we will add a use Excel file, add a use Excel file activity, drag and drop it here. Now as I said that we will be connect the data XLS file with this. So let us add, we can browse for the file or we can use this file, add any file from there also. So let us go to my example. And as I said that cut and again start. Delete this and again start this. Now let us select the use Excel file resource and then drag and drop on the plus sign on the designing or design view. Now let us browse through my filing system, and my file is present here, this folder, that is this data XLX. So let me go there and let me paste this one, and this is my file. Okay, now in the whole tutorial, in the whole project, I will call this as data for reference purposes. So now I have attached the Excel file onto my project. Next, what we have to do, add an if action. Now we will add a if action from common. This is an action and we will drag and drop it here. Also what we can do, we can just click on here and we can type here if, and here it is. So we have added a if condition. Now in this if condition we have to provide a condition. And what is the condition? Let us click on the plus sign and then go to my data, that is my Excel file, and let us indicate in the Excel file itself. Click on this. Now it is loading that data file what we have mentioned here. Now here is the Excel file. Now what we want that if this transaction ID is empty or not. So let us click on this place and then confirm that this is the location from where I want to check that something is there or not. Now this is the place from where we can get the data. But what about the condition? For condition, let us click on the condition builder. Here it is. Now from this place of the Excel file, I want to check that it is empty. So if it is empty, let us save it. Then if it is empty, then we want to say show a message box or something like that. So it is better to let us show a message box. So we can do by clicking here and then typing message box, and then in the message box we can say that yes, it is empty. Okay, now if you see that this is empty, okay, let me close it and then run my project. Yes, it is empty. Okay, now let us do one thing. Let us open it and let us put something like this and let us check if it is working or not. Okay, save it. It's already been booked, so it's saying that it is in the view fold. No, remove the file. I have saved the file I need. So okay, so it's resaved, and now let me run it again. Now it didn't say anything. Why so? Let us check. Now just look into it. It is not empty. So this if condition is not true here. So therefore we need another case else. So if this is not empty, then add, this is the else area. Let us add another message box, and see if it is empty, then say yes, it is not empty. And now let us save it and run it. Yes, it is not empty. So now you can see that if it is empty, that it can understand that this is empty, and if it is not empty, then it can understand this is not empty. So far as we have understood what if condition can do. Now let us add a write a cell. Now let us add another activity that is called as write. So write a cell in the Excel card. We can find this one. So it enters any kind of thing in the cell itself, in the Excel cell itself. So let us drag and drop it here, and let us remove this because we now do not need this. So if it is empty, then it will write something. What to write? Let us click here and let us type a text. something. Okay, and where to write? Click it here, select this data, because this data is what? This data is nothing but this reference, that is the Excel file. So let us click here, the data, and let me indicate in the Excel file itself. So this is my Excel file. I want it to be written here itself. So let me click confirm. Now it has marked that we will write something in this E2 cell. Let us save and run it again. Okay. Now it's running and it has did this job. What kind of job? Something. So now it written down the in the transaction something. Now let us go further. If it has been written there and it is not empty, then let us delete this one, sorry, this action, and then in the show else again, let us drop our right cell here and let us write the or transaction already booked. Okay, and where I want again, I will indicate on the Excel file, and that is this comment set page place, that is H2. Okay, now let me run again. First of all, save it and then let us run it. It's running. It has did its job. Let us see what it has done. It has written that the transaction already booked. So our main achievement, that if we look into the algorithm itself, then we can find, let me go to the algorithm first. You can see that if transaction is empty, then consider the whole line for data entry, and else the transaction is not empty, then type transaction already booked. Next, what we have to do, now we have to iterate into each row as we have created our development step. Add a Excel for each row activity. So what we will be doing, we will add from the Excel, and we will add one Excel file for each Excel row. This one we will drag and drop it here. Why here? We'll just understand. Now you can see that for the current file, that is this data, and for current row, it will consider what is the range. Now here we'll click data in the sheet. Now you can see there is a decisions table. What is this decision table? This decision table is nothing but the name of the range, as I said. So this is the decision. So now again, data, sheet, and decision table. So it said that from the data, that is data is referencing the data XLS file, and sheet, as I said, that we have got a name sheet, this one, and then our named range. So therefore this data sheet and decision table. So now for each number of rows, that is there are 10 rows, if you can see from 2 to 11 there are 10 rows, and it will iterate each row one by one. So this for each will do this. If I now select this whole if condition and then drag and drop in it here inside to it, now the scene changes. Now you can see for each Excel row, now it will have to check that this is empty or not. So we have to change it again. Now it will not only see to the E2 place, E2 cell, and not confined to the H2 cell, but now it has to iterate through the 10 rows. So now let me check again. So now there is an option called current row. Current row is nothing but for each row of the data table. So now I have to check for transaction. The transaction column is empty by doing the condition builder, and then if this is empty, then it will do this kind of thing, else it will do this kind of thing. Okay, let us run this, let us save this, and then let us run this and see if it is working or not. Now you can see that I have done a mistake, and that is we have checked that this is empty or not, but we didn't written on that. We haven't changed this E2. So therefore everything always it is written here only. So let us do again. Let us save this file, and then let us go here and let us again change current, and then from the transaction, and then again uh, where it has to write the current row, sorry, in the transaction file itself it will write down here, and then here again current row, and then the comment, right, because I have to write in this comment place. So if the row is empty, then write something here, otherwise write the transaction already been booked. So transaction already booked. Okay, let us save it, let us run it, and let us see what it does. Yes, you can see something is written here. Now if I again run this, now it said that transaction is already booked here.